Hey, man. Hey, everyone. Yo. You there, you feeling like a hey? I didn't mean to presume. I should ask these days if people want a hey. Because you humans might not be in the mood. You got skeletons at the Walmart. Every fucking bar has a horror movie on right now. And that Dahmer show is on top of Netflix. So maybe some of you are not in a place to accept a casual hey right now. Might feel too dangerous. So forgive me if I'm too forward. I don't mean anything by it. I'm just high as tits again because things are a little too interesting. I hear you. Have I not done this bit before? And to that I say, stop breaking the fourth wall and dig the bit, okay? We need a minute to dig the bit. Because sometimes it's just fun to dig it. Also, fuck yeah, I'm high again. Have you been in the world lately? It's a little cliched to say that there, right? Have you been in the world lately is the new hell of a day, huh? But for real, times are fucking interesting, man. That's the Chinese curse, you know, except it isn't. It's actually attributed to Sir Hugh Montgomery Knatchbull Hugeson, which is a British ambassador to China back in 1936, you know, back when everybody got along, who wrote in his journal about this Chinese curse his friend told him about before he left for China, which is already sus. Because anyone with a roommate that sucks knows that if they wake up and you're on the way out and they say some weird shit like that to you, just fucking ignore them. Not to mention, the way humans play telephone through history should make you question the hell out of that story, and you'd be right to, because the only person with a full-on patent on saying that in the first place was an American politician named Frederick Rene Cordair Jr. in 1936, who once said, quote, "Some years ago, in 1936, I had to write a very dear and honored friend of mine who has since died, Sir Austin Chamberlain, wrote to me and concluded what follows. Many years ago, I learned from one of our diplomats in China that one of the principal Chinese curses heaped upon an enemy is, may you live in an interesting age. Surely, he said, no age has been more fraught with insecurity than our own present time." So really, so far, it's actually a British quote. More specifically, some British dude's fucking friend of undetermined anything. It's about as Chinese as fortune cookies and bat tats. What is accurate, though, is a for real Chinese expression that translates to better to be a dog in times of tranquility than a human in times of chaos. So yeah, since we're making sure nations are accurately quoted, in the words of 1994's actually British rock band Feeder, I'm going out for a while so I can get high with my friends. Now, that might seem an obscure quote, and it is. I don't remember if I said this already, but I'm fucking rocked right now. Feels like I have been since 2016. Like the Cubs won the World Series and suddenly the whole fucking operating system rebooted. Or like somebody read from the wrong book. And now here we are with a new night court coming, clean Muppets, and Chippendale ate Andy Samberg and John Mulaney. It's fucking chaos for everyone, let alone humans. So yeah, excuse me if I fill my whole head parts up with Pineapple Express until I look like a Halloween decoration. But like I was saying, I think, I'm not sure, that's nothing new. Been going ham on the old Codoritos, and I know I'm not the only one, especially out here in Chicago, because Governor Pritzkush was like, you know what? Fuck it, we got time, legalize it. And we all figured it was going to take a few years, but then like, bam, woke up and the next day craving Takis, towel-mouthed, eyes like stop signs, and having a snoochie-woochie-poochie Christmas. Thankfully, I can cough go lights out on the street without fear of a Dick Tracy villain beating my little shins and smashing my glass piece, and it's only been 2 years. Or has it? Whatever. My point is, sorry if I want to crush some lime pillows lately, but have you been in the world lately? It's not just about the escape. It's also the principle. Because not only does legalizing pot make your cereal taste better in the morning, but it also, more importantly, means that previous records can and would be expunged, which is a hilarious word. Because it's like, kind of like a sponge that got out of a relationship. Oh my God. Let's bring back SpongeBob, but like he and Patrick get a divorce, and then Bob Odenkirk does the voice now. Expunged. It's on HBO Max. I'm just kidding. SpongeBob never left us. Over 700,000 records were on the table for expungeness after Big Daddy Pritz Crush legalized Tiggity. As of 2021, 500,000 of those have in fact been SpongeBobbed, which is a big fucking deal because marijuana is a federally classified Schedule I drug, which is, quote, a drug, substance, or chemical defined as a drug with no currently accepted medicinal use and a high potent potential for abuse. Some examples of Schedule I drugs are heroin, LSD, ecstasy, methaqualone, and peyote. And the fact that hitting a little wooze is up there with like shooting heroin like a beat poet just sounds like a youth pastor trying to steer you at noon on a fucking Sunday. The hardest you're gonna go ripping clouds of Lucky Charms is a hoagie from 7-Eleven. Why's it gotta be in the same cell as Quaaludes? Who does Quaaludes? Can you even get Quaaludes? Don't answer that. That's incriminating. I'm just saying it's not the same. I don't care how much you pray for it to be. Science says it's not. And if it's totally legal to shoot Everclear on a porn set because you can't afford health insurance, then yeah, I think you probably shouldn't go to jail for blazing some Diz, because this world sucks. Now, I hear you. I think. I hope anyway. You're all here, right? I snacked a 10 milligram cup and cake a little bit ago, and I cannot tell if it is working or not. Anyway, marijuana being scheduled as one of those bad kids that worship Satan and plays D&D is totally rooted in racism, because it is. Back in the early 1900s, it was called hemp, or good old cannabis, until the Mexican Revolution in 1910 sent a wave of immigrants to America via the Southwest, and cannabis started going by marijuana, because that is the Mexican Spanish term for cannabis. And well, you know how this is going to go. Yada, yada, now it's the 30s. And everyone who isn't is scared of it. And Texas police are saying it gives you, quote, superhuman powers, and, quote, a lust for blood. Which isn't that far off if you like steak the correct way from what I hear. I'm more of a crunchy kind of snacky, but you do you, bud. Then came Nixon and the war on drugs and Reagan and the DARE program, which ended up just being a super convenient way to teach high schoolers how to do drugs. And well, prohibition was also a thing, and you know how well that turned out. Cheers, fuckers, it's all bullshit. The main thing the old dudes are clinging to, keeping the scutch on the Schedule I doghouse, is that it's really all about whether or not a drug has medicinal properties. But I ask you, in a time when it's 80 degrees in October, Trump is still a thing, and dollar store Nazis are running shit, is it not medicinal to lip some fucking goof butt every now and then? Thankfully, is it not? Thankfully, President Joe Biden is feeling the buzz and announced Thursday that he's taken considerable steps to overhaul America's federal marijuana laws, including pardoning everyone convicted of a simple marijuana possession at the federal level. And just in case I forgot to turn the comment section off, yes, it's only around 6,000 people. Yes, that's not a huge amount. Yes, most federal prosecution is for trafficking and sales and not possession. The reason this is actually a big deal is because back when Biden introduced the Comprehensive Narcotics Control Act of 1986, the Federal Crime Control Act of 1989, and the National Drug Control Strategy of 1990, among other very sitcom dad-like things back in the day, for him to suddenly find Chibis like this is a big fucking deal, because it's at a federal level, and he's thumbing the carb to reschedule marijuana. Quote, "We classify marijuana at the same level as heroin, and more serious than fentanyl. It makes no sense," end quote. And yeah, duh. But still, for a sitting president to introduce that and send it to the states is a reform step we have not had in this country in a long fucking time, if you haven't tuned out yet. And yeah, It's close to the midterms. Of course he could have done it sooner. But here we are, and we're going to have pizza later. It's a breath of fresh swag to see Biden become Dark Brandon and then Dank Brandon, which is not his final Pokemon form. Hold up. He's still got to go through Deep Brandon, then Damn Brenda, then Dag Bryce, then Doe Buddy, and then finally Damn Dennis. So we got some growing to do. And maybe I'm just chiefed up on Bammies, but frankly, Stankley, Tom Hanksley, can we just have a nice thing? We deserve a nice thing. I mean, we deserve a fucking crystal fuck palace if you ask me, but nobody does. Why would they? I don't have any money. I'm just saying, can it be okay for today to think about all the people this is actually going to help out? It's a little assist given. You play Fortnite, you know what I mean. And if you don't, jump on in, it's free. We gotta get together on this one. I'm scared we might not be. I read the comments section and it's getting real fucking scary in there. So, hey man, if America was a party, it'd be real fucking awkward right now. So let's pass the duchy, puff the magic dragon, toke up and hotbox the nation, because no age has been more fraught with insecurity than our own present time. So let's dig the bit. The times are make them less interesting until we're all just dogs in tranquility and not humans in chaos. I love you, and I forgot what I was talking about.